Look at these delicious little cakes. They're called Madeleine. They're considered a cake or a cookie, but whatever they are lemon flavored and delicious. Hi everyone, my name is Mel. Today we're making Madeleine as you just see. I'm really happy to share this recipe. It has been sponsored by Chickadee as usual. We like Chickadee. It was definitely outside of my comfort zone and it was delicious, but I don't think I'll ever do it again. You'll see why in a few moments. The first thing you'll need to do is prep all of the ingredients to be ready. So first, you need an amazing Xxmelle, so cheesy, so tasty, so good apron. You need some flour, you need some butter, 3 eggs, room temperature. Butter needs to be room temperature as well. You need some sugar, lemon, another lemon for the zest, vanilla extract, baking powder, and that's pretty much it. So the first thing you'll want to do is you'll want to melt half a cup of unsalted butter. Mine was salted, so I barely added any salt later. But half a cup of unsalted butter, you can cook it on the stove and make it a brown butter, or you can just put it in the microwave. It is up to you. You need to let it cool down, but not become solid again. Then you need half a cup of sugar. And I would recommend using actual granulated white sugar and not brown sugar, because when I tried in this recipe with Chickadee while using brown sugar, it took a lot longer to beat the egg and the sugar together because they need to be thick and make ribbons. To this sugar, you want to add 3 eggs that are room temperature and you want to beat that for 8 minutes. And that's why I say if you do it with white sugar, it's gonna take 8 minutes. So with a hand mixture like this, it was really, really hard and long and my arms were sore after. But when we tried to do this with brown sugar, after 8 minutes, it was still not reaching that texture. You see that there's some wrinkle and it looks creamy and thick. We weren't getting this with the brown sugar yet. And we did it for 10 to 12 minutes and it was still not good enough. So unless you have a stand mixture, do it with white sugar. To this mixture now, you add a teaspoon of vanilla extract and the zest of 2 lemon or 2 teaspoons, but I did 2 lemon because more lemon flavor is always better. Then you want to mix all of this together with the end mixture and then you're done with this. You want to sift a cup of flour, and I'm not sure, like I don't do baking, so I sifted it and then I measured it again and somehow it expanded, so I used that sifted cup instead of the full cup I took before. And to that sifted cup, I added half a teaspoon of baking powder and a pinch of salt. Then in the previously mixed egg mixture, I added half of the flour mixture and I folded it in. You don't mix it, you fold it in until it's fully incorporated. Then you add the other half until fully incorporated. Once everything is fully mixed, fully folded, and incorporated, you take the equivalent of a 1/4 cup of the batter. I took a fourth, like I took a part of it. I didn't measure, as you can see. I took part of the batter and I mixed it thoroughly with the butter until it was fully incorporated. You see at the beginning it does not really mix together and it just like rotates. But then eventually it started mixing together and incorporating and became really, really shiny. Once everything was fully incorporated, I added it to the rest of the batter and fully mixed, swiped the bowl properly, and put it into the fridge to rest for 30 minutes, but it can be up to an hour. While it was chilling, I used some melted butter to coat the silicone mold I had for the Madeleine, and after 30 minutes, I took the mix out of the fridge. I did not mix it. It needs to stay spongy and everything and airy. So do not mix it. Just scoop it out into the mold until you have no butter left. This recipe makes 18 to 20 cookies. I have 18 slot for those cookies thing and I had a little bit too much. So it definitely makes 20, but I didn't want to do another batch for only 2 cookies, obviously. So I had bigger ones. And I filled it until it looked like this. You do not fill them completely. You try and just put it in the middle and not overfill them. and hope for the best. Mines were slightly overfilled, but it still turned out great, but I should have cooked them a little bit longer. So here it says to bake for 10 to 12 minutes, and I think I baked them for 14 minutes total, but I think I could have baked them for 2 more minutes, because they were still a little bit soft in the middle, and they were definitely not crispy. So I think I could have baked them for 2 more minutes for this amount for 18 cookies. So between 10 to 14 minutes, but look at them and make sure to stay close and remove them at the oven as soon as possible. Once the mold is cooled down enough to be manipulated, flip them on the counter and push them lightly to pop them out. And ideally put it onto a cooling rack, which I didn't, to cool down, and then you can sprinkle it with some powdered sugar to eat. And this is what it looked like. Look at these. So cute. They were really tasty even though they were slightly undercooked. They were completely cooked in the middle, but they were not like the light crispy that you might want. So that's today's recipe. Thank you, Chickadee, for having made me try this. I don't think I will do it again, but you know that already because I gave you the mold. But they were delicious, so I will definitely make more lemon cake-ish cookies, cake, dessert thing, but I will not do this recipe again because 8 minutes of holding this hand mixer is way too long, and I would do it again if I would have a stand mixer that I don't have and I don't want because it takes too much space. But that was a nice recipe to try, and I'm happy to have tried it, discovered this, and eat this. So I'll see you guys next week for another video, and until then you can follow me on Instagram. I have 2 Instagram accounts now. I have Only Potato Kitchen and I have Xxmelle Potato Kitchen. Only Potato Kitchen will post only videos or pictures of food. So if you only want to see the food and recipes and stuff, it will be there. I try to post daily, but sometimes I'm busy, I don't have time. And the other one post occasionally or daily or multiple times a day. I don't have a schedule. And I post a little bit of everything of my life and everything. So feel free to follow both of them. I'll see you guys next week. Bye!